Mhm. There was this new order plan created by Adolf Hitler and Associates, under which all Europe was to be ruled by Germany and Italy. Yes. Now, I thought we'd start with the new plan, that new order, that new world order, where there is no legal or professional obligation for those in the media to have to report, yes, their knowledge of felonies because they can't be sued for misprision of felony. See, I I told you that I did not want to spend the last 35% of my life trying to undo what you have done because it's criminal. Pooh. Now, this newspaper, is a publication usually issued daily or weekly to report current events through news stories, photographs, and illustrations. Pooh. And daily newspapers carry several kinds of news. Oh, most of the news is of events of general interest. Let's say, I think it's of general interest. Yes, that the American population does know that the newspaper wants to cover up what's known as felonies. Yeah. Now, for an attorney oath to participate in misprision of felony, yeah, they can get sued because it violates their attorney oath. Yes. But in the Associated Press, poop, and a lot of these other newspaper organizations, because there's more than one, yes, I would say that it's not just an ethical consideration right now. It's a real criminal consideration on the part of every newspaper of this nation, yeah, that has any knowledge of misprision of felony. Now, why don't you get me the newspapers? Yes. That that have had some influence, some Nazi influence. It's a new plan that we have. Yes. Will we have to do it your way? Now, the 19th century journalism, soon after the Revolutionary War, had been won. Political parties controlled most newspapers, and news of government and politics was a major content of newspapers. The New York Times, the New York Journal. Now, my understanding was that the Chicago Tribune, 20th century journalism, modern equipment such as the linotype, the rotary press, and other time-saving machinery. Yes, yes, yes. Uses 3,685 tons for every Sunday edition. Now, that was back in 1970. You must go through a lot of newspaper when you're making the newspapers right now. Did somebody say, well, U.S. freedom of the press? Freedom of the press in the United States is one of the rights guaranteed by the First Amendment of the Constitution. Did anybody in law enforcement, yes, influence the decision making of any newspaper, right, to refuse to report felonies right now? Because I'm thinking that I'm going to want the ownership of the newspapers today, yes, and I'm going to sue them for misprision of felony. Poop. Because you seem to think that felony, yes, as in forgery, yes, as in kidnapping, yes, as in hate crime, yes, and fucking